On your feet, Toronto! This is the Calder Cup! This is your Calder Cup!
What are some of the things you learned about yourself being captain that year?
For me, I look back now, 17-18 is my favorite season of pro hockey. I think where I was kind of coming from a point where I wasn't really sure how much longer I wanted to play hockey. I wasn't getting that much joy out of it. And then to go into that atmosphere at the Rico, at that point, the Rico, and to be trusted with that type of role, I think it was right after Christmas, and to be a part of that leadership group, it really helped me come into my own, I think, as a player, of building confidence and being myself, but also just as a person. I felt like I was growing, I was maturing, becoming who I meant to be as a man, and just having that role, that position, that responsibility really helped me grow, and had a lot of help along the way from the guys on the team, from Colin Greening, Chris Mueller, Vinny Laverde, Holsey, Dickey, of course. We had a great leadership group that year, and it was definitely a team effort. So I just, for me, it's my favorite year, and being a leader is always something that I try and bring, just try and be myself and try and live, try and play the right way.
Well, you brought up a bunch of those guys that Marlies fans, big smile comes across their face when they think of those guys. Do you keep in touch?
Actually, I was thinking about that today. I've been texting with Rich a little bit. Definitely yesterday when they announced it, was in touch with him. But last summer, after COVID went on, I saw Colin twice. He's living in Boston now, finishing up Harvard Business School. So we got to socially distance, met at the park.
Of course he is.
With him and Tissy. And I actually saw Vinny twice as well. He was hanging out around Hartford when I was back visiting my parents. So I haven't seen Mules or Chris Mueller, but it was nice to see some of those faces and definitely relive some of the good days from the 17-18 season.
Have you ever experienced a season as complete as that one?
Not really, no. For one, I hadn't really been in one place for a full season for a while. Before that, I'd been bouncing around on trades and waivers. So to feel settled and to feel, truly like this is my team, this is my experience right now, I'm all in and I want to win the Calder Cup. That was the goal, and I think that's what a lot of guys bought into. And it started with the leadership group, and it kind of trickled down all the way into the guys that joined us late in the year, that we were on a mission. Obviously having, Kyle and Sheldon, and always helps, but, it was certainly a special group, and we were on a mission and we got it done.
Tell me about afterwards. What happens to Ben Smith? Where has he been? What is it? It's one of those, the world wants to know. It's all been out there, but maybe not for Marlies fans. What have you been up to, and how have you stayed in touch with hockey?
Yeah, it's it was kind of a whirlwind there. We finished, I think, June 14th was our last game. My wife, Millie, and I got married July 21st, and 4 days later, we were on a flight to Frankfurt, Germany. I'd signed a 3-year contract with Mannheim, and it's funny at times like this, because now all of a sudden 3 years is gone. So just kind of wrapping up. But yeah, I'm still 32, still have some good hockey in me, I think. I've been following the Marlies, of course, and cheering them on from over here. But we've really enjoyed the time living in Europe, and starting a family, and just kind of experiencing the culture, the cities, the language, all the stuff that we've always wanted to do.
There's a phrase that always keeps coming back to me that somebody told me very early on in sports, and that was, you never forget the championship team. You never forget the people that you won a championship with. And that was the most memorable experience and the most emotionally attached experience I've ever had in sports. And I wondered where that kind of fits for you, if that's a true statement, that it's the people that you win with that are just so memorable.
Yeah, and I think that year was just special too, because of how badly we all wanted it. You could tell Kyle really wanted it, and Sheldon. I was with the Marlies 2 years before in 2016 playoffs, and we had an unbelievable team. Half the team was in the NHL probably, but we couldn't get the job done. So yeah, it was emotional for me. I knew I was moving on to a different league, so there was a little bit of guilt of, I'm leaving and I really want to get this done for my teammates and for the organization, for these guys to move on to the Leafs and have this experience. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, on my exit meeting with Kyle and Sheldon, I just broke down because it was such a special year for me to be given that honor as captain to kind of deliver on what the expectations were for our group. And it wasn't just me, it was the full team effort, but just what we accomplished together. It was special. And I said it afterwards, we'll always have that memory. And I'm sure at some point there'll be a 10-year reunion, and hopefully we can get the gang back together. But so many talented guys. It's been fun following all their careers, and we'll get to look back one day and just enjoy the memories for sure.